Hello and welcome back to our Uncut video series here on Val-Des-Bois. We have just got our biggest red deer ever, quite possibly. I'll have to check up on that to be sure. And we got a call from a roe deer. A buck, actually. So we'll see what we have down there. I'm just thinking, had I been hunting for the compound challenge, the last 2 hunts I did and actually made good enough shots and the entries counted on 2 of the animals that I've harvested recently, I very well could be very high up in the rankings for Team Snakebite with a 277 red deer and a 184.999 whitetail. That could really be a good score, but unfortunately in neither case I was entered in the competition, and of course I was calling the animals in as well, so it wouldn't have counted. But got a red deer female right here. That roe deer might beat her here though, because he's probably going to start trotting. He's not very big from the looks of things, and now he is trotting. I'd actually take a roe deer over a red deer, first off because he's a male, and it's, to me, always cooler to kill a buck even if it's small than a doe. But also, I have killed 1,000 red deer already, so killing another red deer doesn't help me from a hunter score standpoint, other than for the weapon kill, which I can get on the roe deer as well. So it would make more sense in that regard, but we might be able to get them both, because for some reason the roe deer kind of ran around to the side over there. That's a long shot, but if she'll stop somewhere there, I'll go ahead and take the shot. I'm watching the roe deer right now to see where he ends up. I think we can make that shot. That's probably 45 meters or less. Down she goes. The roe deer did not spook, so that was exactly what we wanted to happen. It seems like he heard the shot or something. He slowed down, but speeding back up to come in. I still can't even get over that red deer, how lucky that was. If I would have, rather, if the red deer would have waited 2 more seconds to walk into range and to be able to hear footsteps, I'd have taken the shot on the smaller one and sent the big one running. But we were fortunate, and he did come in just in time for us to notice. Got another stag calling. A rediscovered trail, though I don't know which trail that would be at this point. We'll give him a quick call. I think I was in run mode, but I don't recall doing that. Maybe to claim the animals at the end there? I don't really remember what we were doing. So I think we'll go ahead and drop down here and claim our animals, and then we'll just wait roughly where the female red deer is laying, rather than push it and send the stag running. Since we're already at 2 kills, I think we can afford to spend a little extra time waiting. So we'll see what this little guy scores. 51. Certainly a small one, but they do get smaller. So our female is right up here. I don't know how far that shot was, but it had to be close to 40 meters. I didn't hear any footsteps from her, and the height that I aimed at and where the arrow impacted looked to be about where it should drop at 40 meters roughly, but let's just find out right now. 32 meters actually, so a little closer than I thought, but fortunately we didn't aim too high. I don't remember hearing her footsteps though, which I should have at that range, but maybe I just wasn't paying really close attention looking at that roe deer. So we're just going to back up to here as another red deer looks like it's out there. There it is. Another female. So yeah, we'll just hang out here, wait for that other stag to come in. Hopefully he does. So as you guys saw last week, I finally was able to get a subscriber hunt done with Alfiru. We had the worst time ever for multiple months trying to coordinate a hunt. Anytime he was available, I was not, and vice versa. But finally, we were able to get that done, and we had a good hunt. We definitely had some nice kills. He had a really nice elk, and overall it went pretty good. I'm seeing antlers right now. Looks like about the size of the one that we almost shot that ended up spooking. Could it actually be him again already? It kind of looks like it is. Nah, I think it's smaller. I want to get a score estimate to see, but I'd be surprised if that same stag's already coming back in. It seems like he should have still been in spook mode, especially the amount of time it seemed like he spent in spook mode. The first 2 times that he was spooked unknowingly, actually. So he's still coming in. So yeah, I think probably next week I'll pick the next winner for a subscriber hunt, and we'll see about continuing that series. So be on the lookout for that. Likely it'll be on Thursday. Actually, I think I used to do it on Saturdays, so I don't know. One of the two, and I'll probably try to make it rather obvious. And of course, whoever wins, I still contact them. This is a different stag, 100 to 145 score estimate. That's not the same as the one we saw earlier. Is that female coming in, or was she possibly in spook mode or something herself? There she is. So she's coming in. This guy is awfully vocal. So since he's not all that big, we'll crawl back towards him a little bit, cut a little bit of time off from him coming into us. It's probably at any time now we can take a shot. That's what's nice about the snakebite, despite it having just the one pin. It's not very hard to make longer shots with it. And of course it has the penetration to like make a good solid kill shot at range. So stag's down, female didn't spook. That's what we want to happen. We'll just sneak our way over here to pick him up. $135. Again, they certainly get smaller, although he's not very big, especially compared to the one we got right at the end of the last video. He doesn't even score half of that. So now we'll just crawl out towards this female and hopefully not spook her. I do kind of want to check out that 10 to 20 kilogram male fox, because that is max weight, and a 10 kilogram minimum means a 22 score minimum, which is always good. I tend to think like 27 plus is pretty big. I don't know what you guys' opinion on that is, but that's the way I kind of view fox. I guess every animal there's a certain score where like you decide that it's worth taking a trophy shot, and then there's the random ones that's just in a nice spot or whatever that the picture would look good. But in general, 27 is the number for me for red fox. So if we can get a fox that size, that'd be cool. But our red deer is coming in. She's in range actually, so she'll stop anywhere there. We'll just wait on her to do that. Whoa, there's a brown bear right there. He's likely going to hear this shot. turned around though. So we'll just let the red deer get as close as she wants. Because the brown bear is walking a bit further away. Cool, he didn't hear the shot. Well, he heard it, but he didn't speak from it. You want to see... It's a female. Not a very big one either, but... Not very often you get the opportunity to get a brown bear just like this, kind of walking right at us at this point. So if we're lucky, we can just potentially take her out with the snake bite, and we don't have to use a gun. Looks like it's going to turn back around, so if we can get maybe to the edge of the rocks that are right in front of us, and it'll walk that circle again. Hopefully we can just get it with the snake bite around 40 meters. We'll see if that's going to be the case. If not, I don't know whether I want to use a gun and send animals running again. We did that a fair amount in the first video, so it's got things all messed up, but the bear is kind of walking back in our direction again. I'm pretty confident that if it turns broadside, we can make the shot at this point. And down it goes. Perfect. And again, the snakebite being able to compensate for a bit further range with still enough power to take the bear down. So that's a nice animal that I didn't expect to get in this hunt, the brown bear, because I don't have a barrel full right now. And I was thinking earlier, as we check the score, 19.4, I was thinking earlier that I haven't done an uncut barrel hunt in a long time just because I haven't had a barrel full for a couple of months. I just haven't had time to hunt them anyway. That, and I've actually just been low on GM, which is what I buy bait with. I never buy bait with EM, at least not normally. So I just haven't had a barrel full. I'm hoping but not expecting grizzly bears to be able to come into barrels. I don't really know if they'll have that capability, but it'd be kind of cool to be able to hunt a bunch of grizzly bears just around a barrel. Maybe done slightly differently, I don't know, but I kind of expect them to be more like free roaming kind of things than ones that'll come into the barrels, similar to the polar bears. But again, we'll just have to wait and see on that. Speaking of polar bears, they released like 3 different variations of the Arctic camo. Well, not really camo, I guess the Arctic clothing. There's like a green, red, and beige, I think. I actually didn't get to see much of the community's reaction to that. I don't remember what day that was. It's going to be last week by the time you guys are watching this, of course, but I guess there's the blue already. So if people are bored of that and are willing to get a different type of clothing that's not necessarily camouflage, I guess that's cool. But as far as functionality goes, there's not much more there other than like aesthetics. But I'm very much into aesthetics, honestly. Like, I don't see myself buying those clothes for aesthetic purposes, but like the reason I have a lot of the sneaky 3D camo outfits isn't necessarily as much for the camo effect as it is that I just think it looks cool. And I mean, I know that doesn't make a ton of sense, but I always feel like out of place when I'm wearing, say, the sneaky 3D summer on, I don't know, Hirschfelden, for example. But obviously the functionality does help. But yeah, I like things that look good within the game. So if that's the kind of thing people like, I'm all for it. I personally don't see myself getting any at any time, but I guess it doesn't really hurt anything for them to come out with them. So we're about halfway through this video, and I don't know how many kills we have, but we are doing pretty well thus far, with another roe deer female in range already. We're actually running out of arrows here. in the snake bite. Roe deer down. So as far as that fox goes, at this point we're pretty far from his track, just following animals with that brown bear randomly showing up, and then this roe deer. If we find the fox, by all means we'll go after it. Otherwise, I guess we'll just let it go, because red fox can be pretty hard to track, especially when I'll be trying to hurry it up as much as possible, so that we can get kills in this video. As many as we can, of course. So it's probably best to just hope we find it and not press the issue and end up spending the next 15 minutes failing to track a fox, which is the most likely scenario anyway. I think so. We'll just keep moving. There is like the whole like steep mountains and cliffs that could have the fox over in front of us anyway, so we can remain hopeful with that. Give another call. Yeah, I'll have to check the statistics to see how many kills we ended up with, because I've totally lost count at this point. I know we've had at least one missed shot. Well, not missed shot, but we had 2 shots to kill one roe deer with the 223. I don't know how many shots we took with the 7mm. Looks like just one, so I don't know. We can figure that out later if it's necessary, but it's just information I was trying to remember. So, if nothing else, we can just look at the statistics up until that 277 red deer will be the first hunt and everything. And speaking of statistics, I put this on Twitter yesterday, or the day before maybe, that I wrote a program that basically just makes it possible to easily like log information from real life hunting. It's kind of similar to the hunter statistics, but it's got wind direction, temperature, and that kind of stuff, so that I can just pay more attention to that than I have in the past, and I can just easily kind of have everything formatted into like a sort of journal entry. So doing something with my computer science major already, I guess. Got some tracks here from red deer. I imagine this is red deer as well. 1 to 13 minutes. I don't know. I find it odd that I didn't see her running at any point. I'm trying to remember if red deer sleep, because I cannot think of an instance where I've seen a sleeping red deer. There's another bear though. Small male. 60 meters is tough but doable with the snake bite, especially since he's walking away now. Again, I don't really want to use a gun. If he stops, now he's at 50 meters because we're kind of keeping up with him. Okay, we're gonna go for it. Okay, I just wanted to see where that was. And of course our bear starts moving, but I feel like it's more likely that we'll get the stag than the bear, especially now that we have to walk. But if he spooks, that's just, you know, whatever happens. He's giving us a horrible angle at this point, and now I definitely don't want to use the gun having that stag call. But he's not just completely making it impossible for us to get a shot. This time, if he'll stop, I think we'll go for it. I don't know if he's going to completely turn around here. No, he's just heading up the hill. Alright. I think we're just going to go for it. It's a bit of a far shot. And we missed entirely. I really don't know where that hit. I assume the wind must have taken it, and probably to the right. Alright. He's kind of doing that thing where they stop and go. constantly, which makes it really tough to shoot. And now he stopped again. I don't know why I'm so trying to get this thing. I don't know. Now he's coming back our way, sorta. The stag appears to be tiny, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's quite small. So, why not just try another shot? And down he goes. So we definitely did not aim high enough the first time. I thought we were closer to 50 meters though, maybe it was out closer to 60, so we may have hit low, and the wind may have had something to do with it still. I don't know. But we got him on the second shot at least. As far as that female red deer goes, that the track said 1 to 13 minutes, we probably spooked her, but the fact that this bear didn't spook when she spooked is kind of odd. So we got 2 bears with a bow, not using a barrel, so that's kind of cool. Not something that happens every hunt. I haven't killed a brown bear in quite a while, actually, just the same reason I mentioned earlier. I don't have any active barrels, so I'm not really hunting them very much. But I want to claim him and then get prone to get the red deer that's coming in, small as he may be. .3, 59 meter shot with a snake bite for a drop isn't bad. Of course, similar distance completely missing is bad, but it offsets, I suppose. I don't know. Trying to sneak up here so we can get up on top of the hill before the red deer gets here, because the last thing we need is to meet right on top of the hill. Had plenty of scenarios where that happens, where trying to sneak up on top of a hill when an animal's coming in and end up getting to the top at the same time, and the animal spooks and runs one way, and then I'm stuck just standing there. Okay, I thought I heard other footsteps, but evidently not. And our red deer's down. That's our fox. That's our big fox. Awesome. As soon as I heard it, I extremely was hoping that it was going to be the one that we had. And seeing rediscovered, that just made my day right there. Really hoping he's big, but I think I might see him hiding behind a tree there. I can just see his tail. So, that worked out after all. Well, at least we got to see him. I guess I shouldn't say anything until hopefully he's dead, but I'm like getting stuck trying to look up to spot him because of the terrain, I guess. So I expect him to just try to walk in. I do want to spot him before we take a shot, though, just to have an idea of what we're dealing with. Getting spawning information right now. 10 to 20, but just a 13 to 26 score estimate. So he must be only like 11 kilograms, probably. I guess we'll wait for him to clear that so we don't end up having the bullet glitch off the ground there. That's never good when that happens. So when he gets past the rocks, we'll go ahead and take our shot. Down goes our fox. We've got our stag right here. 91 score. Obviously not very big. We'll see what our red fox is going to score. I think he's decent, but again, the weight estimate looked really good at 10 to 20, but then score estimate only going up to 26. I imagine it's going to be close to 26, but unfortunately he wasn't like the 21 to 34, I think, would be the estimate at my spotting level, which is a score I always like to see, but not the case with this guy. It is entirely possible that he'll be a 26, because sometimes score estimate's not perfect. 24.8. So, not a bad fox. We'll scurry up this way. We got about 5 minutes left before I want to end this video. That's why I think we're going to run a bit, try to get one more kill before we wrap it up. I think we have a lot of kills in this video, and again, I really don't know how many we're at this point, but it's definitely a decent number. There's a red deer. She's certainly still spooked. I don't want to send her running. I also don't want to wait spending the time to call her in or anything. So we'll see where we are in just a minute here when we can see a bit better over in this direction. I'm considering either shooting the red deer with the bullpup or just passing her, and at this point I don't even see her, so we'll see what happens there. Still not seeing anything else out that way, but again, I don't want to run and send that female spooking animals that we haven't even gotten to see yet. We did just shoot the guns, so animals that were right here would have obviously spooked, but we can certainly see out to where they could have been standing and not spooked from that. See, I don't know where that female went. I guess we'll just run now since we can't see her. Try to get something else in our sights before wrapping this video up. Okay, we got a red deer female calling up on top of this hill. How old are these tracks? That's probably not the same group with whatever is up there with the one that called. But it's possible, and there could be a stag up there with her. So we'll go ahead and call for them, or at least her if she's by herself. Is that the same one? Yes. So we'll just continue our way up here. Probably stop somewhere in these trees in front of us and just wait it out. Just in case there is a big stag or something there, so we can get a good look and not have to rush the shot like we did on the big stag at the end of the last video. Wouldn't that be crazy to have that happen again at the end of this video? I don't know if our luck's that good. It's starting to seem like she's by herself because she's called 3 times and no others have called. But that can happen where one just keeps calling even though it's in a group. It's certainly happened before. Still not seeing any movement. She is definitely getting down close to us though. keep our binoculars ready. Alright, so there she is. It appears as if she is alone. So we'll just sneak our way down here. Let her give us a bit better angle, if she will at least. Or at least get away from that tree, which appears is all she's going to do for us. We better take our shot before she spooks, actually. And down she goes. At least she died in a nice spot in the sunlight that we can take a trophy shot just for the sake of the video. So let's go ahead and do that. The sun is kind of that way. Trying to get everything to look semi-normal. Whoa. Not what I was trying to do. Alright, maybe we can do this slightly differently. If we do something like that, and then just flip her head, or her whole body evidently. Alright, we'll do more of like a pose that I always seem to get with red deer. I just have their heads on the ground because I can't do anything else for some reason. But yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I may have just heard a footstep. Evidently not. So I think we're going to go ahead and leave this video here. I think I am going to at least try to record a third part of this video. We'll see how it turns out, and if it does end up being enough kills to be worth uploading. And of course that will be out on Monday if it does work out. So anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did. See you in the next one. So this is our second chance for this video. 35 meters is pretty doable with the snake bite. Let's take that one instead. How random was that?